All right, hi everyone. We had to kind of relocate to get some better connectivity, so we're gonna try starting again. Let's see. Hopefully you can hear us better. There might be a couple of issues with service out here on the farm, so we're gonna wait for a little bit more people to join, and then we'll go ahead and get Taylor back on so she can finish telling us about the really awesome orchard. Okay, let's get Taylor back on. I'm trying to, I don't know how to work your phone. Okay, I added her. I'm gonna let you do this. Okay. We're waiting for Taylor. Sorry, we're having a couple of technical difficulties. Hi, Taylor, can you hear me?
Hey, yes, I can.
Okay, let's do take two. Now that we can hear you a lot better, we moved a little bit closer, so hopefully we have some better service out here. So go ahead and give us a little overview again of some cool things about the orchard.
Okay, yeah, sure thing. So as you should be able to see behind me, I am in the middle of a walnut orchard. So that's because right now we are in full swing in the middle of walnut harvest. However, we caught ourselves at kind of a downtime in the harvest process, so we don't get to see any cool stuff today. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about how that process works. So when the walnuts are ready, we want to oh, am I still going? Okay.
Yep,
So when the walnuts are ready to come off the tree, the way we can tell that is we take a look at this right here. See this green outer hole right here on the walnut? It begins to crack. And so when we see that it's drying out and we want to get those nuts on the ground. And the way we go and do that is with the machine called a shaker. So that shaker, it has a claw at the end of a boom, and it grabs a hold of the trunk of the tree and shakes it vigorously until all of the nuts come down on the ground. And the big reason we want to do that is because, let me take you over here. Can you see how there's some walnuts down on the ground here? It's just a sprinkling, a few, not very many. We want to get all of those nuts that are still on the tree off of that. And the only way we can do that is with the shaker mechanically. So once the nuts are all down on the ground, they will then be swept into what's called windrows, right down the center of these long rows right here, with a sweeper. And once that process is done, we have a pickup machine that will come through and pick up all the nuts to where they will get transferred into carts that will load those into double sets of dump trailers. From there, the dump trailers will then take all of the picked up nuts to a huller for them to be processed. Now, it also occurs with harvest of almonds as well as pecans. We already finished up harvesting almonds a few weeks back, and pecans won't be ready until November. But so in total, we have 110 acres of walnuts and 70 acres of almonds, 10 acres of pecans, 10 acres of olives, and 3 acres of peaches. That all adds up to 200 acres of trees that we have right here on the farm that are in full production. That's a lot going on, if you ask me. And in addition to that, we also have 350 acres of row crops. And so that includes alfalfa that we grow for the beef unit right here on the farm, and silage for the dairy unit as well. And right now we have some pumpkins growing, and we just finished up harvesting the butternut squash just last week. So we are definitely very diversified, as Sarah put it earlier.
That's awesome. Can you tell us a little bit more about why you chose Chico State, or maybe a favorite experience or memory you have at the farm or with the agriculture department?
Yes, definitely. So Chico State has always been one of my top choices for schools because of the farm. There's no other school in my mind that has quite a farm like this because there's so much to offer. Definitely my favorite experience would be working here in the Crops and Orchards unit. I started this job back in June, and I have learned so much that I would never be able to in a classroom. It's perfect to get the hands-on learning that you can't get anywhere else.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for showing that today.
Taylor, I have a question.
Yes, thank you. Oh, yes.
Hey, how much of this work that you're talking about are the students doing and are the students leading? Like, how much of a role would you say you have in this?
See, personally, we get to be involved with just about everything. All the machines that we have here on the farm, we all get to learn how to safely operate it and drive. And so just with walnut harvest that I was explaining, we get to run the elevator that puts the walnuts into the dump trailers. We get to drive the nut carts. We get to do just about everything. So we are highly involved.
Awesome, thanks.
That's awesome. Thank you for answering that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and have you exit, and then I'm going to have Michelle join us so she can tell us a little bit more about the greenhouse. So let me go ahead and add Michelle. Thank you so much. Okay, so let me turn this around so you can look at the farm. And I'm going to have Michelle join us, who is another agriculture student, who's going to tell us about the awesome greenhouse that's here. There we go. Okay, and if any of you are in Chico and have the opportunity to come and drive by this area, it's awesome. I'm sad this is one of the only handful of times I've been over here because it's been so nice driving around just to come and do this today. Hi, Michelle.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly. So go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know a little bit more about the greenhouse.
Perfect. Okay, hello everyone. My name is Michelle Borges. I'm a second year here at Chico State, and my major is agriculture communications with a minor in ag business and public relations. And I am also serving as the senator for the College of Agriculture through Associated Students. So each college has one representative that will represent them to Associated Students. So I attend meetings and try to be the voice of the students for the College of Agriculture. And then I'm also working here at the greenhouses, which I'm going to show you a little bit more about today.
That's awesome. So yeah, what kind of things do you grow there?
Okay, so first I'll just kind of go through what each greenhouse entails, and then therefore I can show you what we're growing. So awesome. If I'm flipping it around, so these are the first two greenhouses. So greenhouse 1 is used for vegetable starts for the organic vegetable project that we have here on the farm. And then greenhouse 2 is for plant science projects and research projects. Sadly, there's nothing in there right now. And then if I walk out here, so right here we have our middle shade house. And as you can see, there are a variety of different plants and vegetables that are being grown here, landscape plants. And then if we look over here, there are some vegetable starts. So this is one of the shade houses. We have 2 shade houses here on the farm. And then I'm going to walk into the first greenhouse. Alrighty, so this is greenhouse 3, and this is our propagation greenhouse. So in here right now we have poinsettias. In December we have a poinsettia sale and Christmas cactus sale. So a little bit about this greenhouse. So every year the greenhouse department will have a poinsettia sale. Some fun facts about poinsettias is there are more than 100 varieties of poinsettias, and they come in all different varieties like red, white, pink, burgundy, marble, and speckled.
That's cool.
And
How many
then
varieties do you grow there?
this year we only have about 3 varieties, and we just have the traditional colors, so like the red, the white, and the pink.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's greenhouse 3. And then I apologize, there's a lot of walking in this one.
No, no worries. While you're walking over to the other greenhouse, do you mind sharing any favorite experience you've had out at the farm or a favorite memory you've had during your agriculture program?
Yeah, so I would say my favorite College of Agriculture experience that I've gotten so far was I was able to go to Puerto Rico over this past winter break on an agriculture exploration trip. So we were
That's
able
awesome.
to, yeah, it was amazing. We were able to see the culture as well as compare California agriculture to Puerto Rican agriculture.
That's pretty cool. Did you go with other students and a professor, or was it a big group, small group?
So there were 10 students that went with 1 professor.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but it was just such an amazing experience, and I'm so glad that I got to experience that, and I hope to study abroad again in the future.
That's really cool.
So the greenhouse that I'm in right now is greenhouse number 4. This is where we have all of our succulents and stock greenhouses. So we use these for plant sales as well as like plant science. And then just to give an overview about some classes we offer here at the farm with plant science are Introduction to Plant Science, Introduction to Soil Science, Greenhouse Management, Weed Science, Annual Crops, and Forage Crops. And then you can see back here, there's a couple of research projects going on that students have. So it's really cool just to be out here with all the plants, and I'm so glad that I get to work here.
That's awesome. And is there one more we get to see, or was that the last one?
There's one more shade house that I will walk to right now.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Thank you for walking with us. It's pretty hot out today.
Oh, it's okay.
While you walk to the next one, can you tell us a little bit about why you chose Chico State or how you came to choose Chico State and the agriculture department here?
Yeah, so I was kind of unsure where I wanted to go just because what I thought I had in mind about my number 1 choice didn't really work out. So I toured Chico and I sat down with the College of Agriculture faculty and staff, and I was totally sold on the program. I just really felt like really comfortable here, and it really felt like a sense of family. And so I'm so thankful that I chose Chico because I am just loving every single experience that I've had to offer, that I've gotten this year.
That's awesome. That's glad to hear. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, so this is our other shade house. We just have more plants over here. In front of me, you can see more of the fruit trees that we have.
Nice. Can you name me any of those off the top by looking at them?
We have some peaches, almonds, a couple of apple and pear trees.
Nice.
So yeah, that's the tour of the greenhouse.
Thank you so much for showing us the greenhouses.
Yeah, I really enjoyed doing this, and I hope everyone got to learn a little bit more about the farm.
Thank you. Okay, up next, we're going to go ahead and see the dairy unit. So let me go ahead and I'll have you exit so I can have Mary show us a little bit more about that. Maybe we'll get to see some.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Okay, so hopefully we can see some animals. That'd be really cool. Let me go ahead and get Mary on here. Let me search for her. Actually, let's see. While I search, I'll go ahead and give you the view that I'm looking at right here. Okay. Okay, so we're waiting for her. And while we wait for her, like I said, if any of you have any questions in the comments, it's a little smoky out today, but it feels good to be getting some air out here. And it's really awesome to see where all of our agriculture students get to work and get to have class. Awesome. Hi, Mary.
Hi guys, my name's Mary, and I'm a senior here at Chico State. I have a major in animal science with a minor in ag business, and I've been at the dairy for about 2 years now, and I have loved every second of it. So I'm going to show you guys around. We got some cows up in the milk parlor for you guys, so we can show you how that all works. So yes, we'll head in there right now. Just to give you a little background, we milk about 80 cows, and we're a little unique because we're the only certified organic dairy out here at organic unit out here at the farm, and we're one out of 3 universities in the entire country that have an organic dairy program, with their university.
That's awesome. That's really cool to know.
So it's pretty cool, and we're a pasture-based system. Since we are organic, we are required to graze a certain amount of days out of the year to meet that requirement. So I will give you guys a little tour of our tank rooms, kind of where all the milk gets stored after it comes out of the cow.
How cool.
So this is our tank room. So the milk will come through the other room on the other side of this wall, and it will come in through this filter, which filters out anything we didn't wipe off their teat. It'll come through this receiver, and it's going to go through these pipes and into this big 1,500-gallon tank that keeps it a steady temperature, so the milk truck can come and pick it up and take it to our distributor. So we will head. I'm going to turn the milking system on so we can show you. All right, I'm going to put my mask on.
Love it.
We got to see other people, so.
Awesome.
All right, so this is the milking parlor. The cows are going to come up through their little ramp back here, and then they're going to enter their stall where they get fed grain. So this happens twice a day, and we get anywhere from, per milking, anywhere from like 25 to 40 pounds of milk per milking. So I'm going to have one of my coworkers show you how we hook up a cow. And so we're going to hook these claws up to their teats. Each one corresponds. And then it's going to go through these lines. And these are the middle lines that go through this back wall and into that tank.
Nice.
So right now my coworker, Mariana, is pre-dipping her. This is going to kill any bacteria, anything external that we don't want to put in the milk tank.
That's
Let
pretty
that
cool.
sit for a minute. So usually it's pretty loud in here, but I made sure it was quiet so you guys could all hear me. So she's going to wipe each teat really good and then strip her out, make sure there's nothing foreign in that milk.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you're good. So then milk will start pumping through these claws. It'll run through all these tubes, and it'll eventually end up in that other room.
Nice.
So I'm going to take you guys outside just to show you a little more of what we do.
That's awesome. And while you're walking outside, do you want to like tell us maybe your favorite experience or memory you've had at the farm or in the ag program?
I honestly love the agriculture program here at Chico State. I had no idea that this is what I wanted to do when I got here, or that's what I didn't choose Chico because of the ag program. But I pretty much just love working with my team members. There's about 13 students who work here. We're a very demanding unit. We're just busy all the time. And I think, like, without the opportunity of working here, I wouldn't have learned how to, like, operate heavy equipment. And students out here do all the manual labor. So it's really, like, given me a lot of work experience that I'm getting paid doing so. I've learned way more out here. I don't want to tell my professors this, but I've learned so much out here that I couldn't have gotten in a classroom. So I really appreciate being out here.
Yeah, the nothing beats hands-on learning, especially out at a farm where you get to work with animals hands-on.
Yes. So this is the girls. Since we are pasture-based, they go out to pasture after every milking. But since it gets warmish during the days right now, we bring them up so they have fans and misters to stand underneath.
Oh, nice.
The heat really affects their milk production. But we want them out on pasture as long as we possibly can. We want them to consume as much grass as possible.
When you say the heat affects their milk production, like what do you mean by that? It makes it so they don't produce as much?
Yes. So, it's kind of like stress. Like when you're outside and you're hot, you're not really thinking about, in their eyes, they're not thinking about making milk. They're thinking about keeping their body cool and, just maintaining as a cow instead of producing milk. That's kind of like an extra, can't find the word I'm looking for, but it requires more energy,
Yes.
So when they're hot, they don't want to do that.
Okay.
So yeah, they kind of just hang out all right here. And then this right here are heifers. They're our calves. We're born this spring, and we're a seasonal operation. So we only have calves once a year, every spring. So we have about 40 of them right here. They're all looking good. Let me avoid this big puddle. But when they're up here, they usually are eating, since we feed them a supplemental ration to meet their dry matter demand. They are mostly getting all of that from the pasture, but we provide minerals in their ration that are essential for them. So we want them to eat as much as they possibly can all the time. So that's kind of what they look like.
That's awesome. And since you're a senior in this program, would you say, like, how many classes do students in the ag department or in an ag program do they get to have out here in the farm? I'm not sure if you would know that, but from your experience.
There's a lot of lab classes that I've taken, like, mostly all the animal science classes I've taken have labs associated with them, and pretty much all the agricultural labs are out here on the farm, since we have a set of classrooms where you're sitting right now. So it's really nice that sometimes you do labs just in the classroom, but majority of the time you're going to come out to a unit, like say the beef unit or the swine unit or even the dairy, to perform a lab. And it's nice because you really get that hands-on experience instead of like looking at something virtual. So it's really nice. But since we're online right now, we are missing out on that experiences, but eventually they'll be back.
Yes.
So I would say the vast majority of the labs will be out here. And just depending on your lab and what you guys are looking at, it'll kind of depend on what unit you're looking at too.
Awesome.
But so we have, let me try to get around here. Out behind me, we have 45 acres of irrigated pasture. That's where the girls hang out morning, like during the day and at night. And then we have some units, another sets of pastures behind the sheep unit. And then we also grow some of our own silage that we harvest and feed to our cows.
Nice.
So, let me see. See, oh, here's our silage bags right there. I forget what I was going to say. Oh,
I
sorry,
think that's great.
having a brain fart. Do you guys have any questions for me?
I haven't seen any questions, which, probably means you've answered or done a good job showing everything. Thank you again so much for taking the time today to show us this really awesome dairy unit. I personally was super excited to see some animals, and driving in the farm, I feel like they just always catch your eye.
Yes.
So thank you so much again.
You're welcome. Oh, I also wanted to throw out that we're not the only livestock unit here. We do have beef, swine, sheep, and we also have a meats lab. So there's a lot of different areas that you can get experience in. And even if you don't want to be an employee and you just want to test the waters, you can get work experience and get units for being out here. So it's a really cool experience. I love Chico State, and I think their ag program is phenomenal.
I agree. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that. Okay,
Have
bye.
a good one. Bye.
Thank you too. Okay, so now I'm going to flip the camera over and have Sarah tell us a little bit more about the history of where we're at today at the farm, and share a little bit more in case any of you who joined us a little late or, were here at the beginning, missed that for some reason. So let me go ahead and pass it over to Sarah, and she'll take over.
Ready? Okay, great. Well, thank you. That's awesome to see our students just love this place so much, and I think that's pretty representative of our students in the College of Agriculture, just the excitement about the hands-on opportunities provided here at the Paul L. Byrne Memorial University Farm. And so that full name goes back to our history. Our program started in 1953 as a small burgeoning ag program at Chico State. Over the first few years, our students got their hands-on experience at farms and ranches around the area and through some leased land. But in 1960, Senator Paul Byrne, who was the state senator for our area at the time, was able to secure funding to purchase this 800 acres here that we now know as our living laboratory in the College of Agriculture. And so that is a wonderful legacy. 1960 to 2020, we're celebrating 60 years here at the University Farm. So a lot of alumni over the years have been able to take advantage of this place. And as Mary explained, we're very diversified. We have 4 different livestock units, several hundred acres of row crops and orchards, our meat laboratory, our shops, our multi-purpose event facility here in the pavilion. And that just sort of raises the top of what we have to offer here at the farm. Opportunities for every student, no matter how little or much you want to get involved. We hope that our students will take the opportunity to come out here. And even non-ag majors. We have a general education course, the Intro to Plant Science, where in normal years, each student in that class would have a lab out here and would get their own garden plot. So that's an awesome way to just dip your toes into agriculture if you don't want to major in it necessarily, and still get credit towards your life science coursework. So that pretty much covers it for us here. Thanks for being here. We'll take any questions that anyone might have. Someday when we are able to go back to meeting in person, we'll go back to offering our monthly public tours and invite you to come for that and hop on this lovely wagon. It's our tour wagon that we would normally be using for farm tours. We also do have public sales. So the meats lab is open to the public Thursdays and Fridays from 8 to 5. To sell your steaks, roasts, jerky, the best sausage you've ever tasted. Great place to get some meats. Our greenhouses, where Michelle gave you the tour, is open from 1 to 4 on Fridays, and they sell some plants, some of the plants that she pointed out, as well as vegetables from our 3-acre organic vegetable project that's seasonal. So during the growing season, you can come out and get your veggies there. And then I just learned this morning that we are going to be selling some pumpkins this year. So stay tuned in a couple weeks for more information on that.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. I hope you all enjoyed a little look into the farm today. If you have any more questions, you can totally reach out. There's some contact information
at csuchico.edu on the agriculture department page. Feel free to let us know if you like this or not, and have a good rest of your day. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye.